Hello, my dear ones. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly, and as you breathe out, let your shoulders drop and allow yourself to truly be here in this moment. I know you've come to this space today because something inside you is calling for change, for something different in your relationship with money. And I want you to know that the very fact that you're here, that you're open to this conversation, tells me something beautiful about you. You're ready to receive the abundance that has always been yours. I see you there, perhaps sitting quietly, maybe feeling a little heavy in your heart about money. Maybe you've been carrying worry like a stone in your chest, wondering how you're going to pay the bills this month, or feeling that familiar knot in your stomach when you think about your bank account. Perhaps you've been working so hard, trying so many things, and yet it feels like money just slips through your fingers like water. Or maybe you're one of those beautiful souls who gives and gives to everyone else, but when it comes to receiving abundance for yourself, there's this little voice that whispers, you don't deserve it. Whatever has brought you here today, I want you to know that you're not alone in this. The feelings you're carrying, the worry, the fear, the frustration, even the shame around money, these are feelings that so many of us have carried at one time or another. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. You haven't failed. You haven't done anything wrong. Life has simply taught you certain things about money that perhaps aren't serving you anymore, and now you're ready to learn something new. You know, when I think about money, I think about flow. I think about the way a river moves, always moving, always flowing, always finding its way. And right now, if you're struggling with money, it's as if there are rocks in your river, blocking that natural flow. But here's what I know to be true. Those rocks can be moved, that flow can be restored. And you, my dear one, you have everything within you to create that flow again. I want you to feel just for a moment what it would be like if money came to you easily, not in a frantic, grasping way, but like a gentle friend knocking at your door. What would it feel like to open your mailbox and find unexpected money? What would it feel like to wake up knowing that you're taken care of, that your needs are met, that you can breathe deeply without that weight of financial worry pressing on your chest? That feeling, that sense of ease and flow, that's not a fantasy. That's not too good to be true. That's actually your natural state. You came into this world as a being of infinite possibility, and somewhere along the way you learned to believe in limitation. But beliefs can be changed, and that's exactly what we're going to do together. The truth is, your blessing has already arrived. It's here, right now, waiting for you to open the door. It's been knocking patiently, but perhaps you haven't heard it over the noise of worry and fear. Today, we're going to quiet that noise and listen for the gentle knock of abundance at your door. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. The relationship we have with money today was formed when we were very young children, often before we even understood what money was. Think about the very first messages you received about money. Maybe you heard your parents arguing about bills late at night, and you learned that money caused stress and conflict. Maybe you heard phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that, or rich people are greedy, or good people don't care about money. These messages, they settled into your young mind like seeds in fertile soil. And over the years, they grew into beliefs that now guide how you think, feel, and act around money. But here's something wonderful. Just because these beliefs took root when you were young doesn't mean they have to stay with you forever. Beliefs are just thoughts we've thought over and over again until they feel true. And if we can learn to think different thoughts, we can create different beliefs. Let's take a moment to explore what messages you might have inherited about money. Maybe in your family, money was always scarce, always something to worry about. Maybe your parents worked incredibly hard but never seemed to get ahead, and you learned that money is hard to come by. Or perhaps money was seen as dirty or spiritual people shouldn't care about it. Maybe you learned that wanting money made you selfish or greedy. These messages, they weren't given to you with the intention to harm. The adults in your life were simply passing down what they had learned, often from their own childhoods filled with economic hardship or family beliefs that had been passed down for generations. Your grandmother might have lived through the Great Depression, and the fear and scarcity from that time got woven into the fabric of your family's relationship with money. But what if I told you that these inherited beliefs about money are not the truth about you? What if I told you that you can honor your family's experiences while choosing to create something different for yourself? You're not betraying anyone by allowing abundance into your life. You're not being disloyal to your family by having more money than they did. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is to heal the patterns that have been passed down through generations. When we learn to receive abundance gracefully, we're not just changing our own lives. We're healing the money story for our entire family line. We're saying, the struggle ends here. The scarcity stops with me. Think about the stories that were told in your family about money. Maybe there were stories about rich people being unhappy or that money corrupts people. Maybe there were stories about how hard life is and how you have to struggle to get by. These stories became the lens through which you see money and wealth. But stories can be rewritten. We can choose new stories that serve us better. What if money could be a force for good in your life? What if having more money meant you could be more generous, more creative, more free to follow your purpose? What if money could be the vehicle that allows you to serve others in bigger ways? What if financial abundance was actually a spiritual gift, a way for you to experience the infinite nature of the universe? The messages you received about money as a child created what I like to call your money story. This story runs like background music in your mind, influencing every financial decision you make. But you have the power to change that story. You have the power to write a new chapter where money flows to you easily and you receive it with gratitude and joy. Your physical body holds the story of your relationship with money. When you think about your finances, does your stomach tighten? Do you feel tension in your shoulders? Does your breathing become shallow? These physical responses are your body's way of showing you how your thoughts about money are affecting you. Your body doesn't lie. It reflects exactly what you believe about money. When we live in fear about money, our bodies are constantly in a state of stress. Our nervous system is always on high alert, watching for financial danger, preparing for the next crisis. This chronic stress doesn't just affect our emotional well-being, it affects our physical health. It can cause headaches, digestive problems, sleep issues, and even suppress our immune system. But your body doesn't just hold the stress of your money fears. It also holds the key to transforming them. When you change your thoughts about money, your body responds immediately. When you think thoughts of abundance and gratitude, your muscles relax, your breathing deepens, and your heart rate slows. Your body literally shifts from a state of survival to a state of thriving. Money, at its core, is energy. It's a form of energy exchange, a way that value flows between people. And like all energy, it responds to the energy we put out. When we approach money from a place of fear, desperation, or grasping, we're actually pushing it away. It's like trying to catch a butterfly by chasing it frantically. The harder we chase, the further it flies. But when we approach money from a place of calm confidence, of trust and openness, we become magnetic to it. We become like a flower that attracts the butterfly naturally, without effort or strain. The butterfly comes to us because we've created the right conditions. We've become an attractive place for it to land. Your thoughts about money create an energetic frequency that you broadcast out into the world. If you're constantly thinking thoughts of lack, of not having enough, of financial struggle, you're broadcasting that frequency. And the universe, in its infinite responsiveness, gives you more experiences that match that frequency. But when you begin to think thoughts of abundance, of gratitude for what you have, of trust that you're provided for, you're broadcasting a completely different frequency. And the universe responds by bringing you experiences that match this new frequency, experiences of abundance, flow, and financial ease. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. This is about understanding the fundamental nature of energy and how our thoughts influence our experience. When you feel abundant, you act differently. You notice opportunities you might have missed when you were focused on lack. You make different choices. You present yourself to the world differently, and the world responds to this new version of you. Consider how you feel when you're worried about money versus how you feel when you're grateful for what you have. When you're worried, you might avoid looking at your bank account. You might make decisions from fear. You might contract and pull away from opportunities. But when you're feeling grateful and abundant, you're more likely to be generous, to take positive risks, to be open to receiving. The energy of scarcity feels tight, constricted, heavy. It makes you feel small and powerless. But the energy of abundance feels expansive, light, and flowing. It makes you feel capable and connected to infinite possibility. Your body knows the difference between these two energies, and it will guide you toward thoughts and actions that support abundance if you learn to listen. Right now, place your hand on your heart and think about money coming to you easily. Notice how your body feels. Does it feel tense or relaxed? Does it feel believable or impossible? Your body is giving you information about your current beliefs about money. And as we continue this journey together, you'll notice your body's response beginning to shift as your beliefs change. Now, let's gently explore what might be blocking the flow of money in your life. Just as a garden can have weeds that prevent flowers from blooming, our minds can hold thoughts and beliefs that prevent abundance from flowing to us. These blocks aren't your fault. They're simply old patterns that have outlived their usefulness, and now it's time to clear them with love and compassion. One of the most common blocks I see is the fear of not having enough. This fear whispers to us constantly, what if there isn't enough? What if I lose what I have? What if I spend this money and then I need it later? This fear keeps us holding on to money so tightly that we can't enjoy it. And ironically, it often prevents more money from coming to us because we're vibrating at the frequency of scarcity rather than abundance. Another block that many people carry is the belief that they don't deserve money or that they're not worthy of abundance. Perhaps you were told as a child that you were too much trouble or too expensive, or that you should be grateful for what you have and not ask for more. These early messages can create a deep sense of unworthiness that follows us into adulthood, making us unconsciously push away the very abundance we desire. Some people carry the block of believing that money is somehow evil or that wanting money makes them a bad person. They might have learned that spiritual people should be poor or that caring about money is shallow or materialistic. This creates a terrible internal conflict where part of you wants financial security while another part of you feels guilty for wanting it. Then there's the block of believing that you have to struggle and work incredibly hard for money. Maybe you learned that money doesn't come easy or that you have to work for every penny. While there's nothing wrong with honest work, when we believe that money can only come through struggle and hardship, we close ourselves off to easier, more flowing ways that abundance might want to reach us. Fear of success is another block that surprises many people. Part of them wants financial success, but another part is afraid of what that might mean. Will people expect more from them? Will they lose friends who might become jealous? Will they have to maintain a lifestyle they're not sure they can sustain? Sometimes it feels safer to stay where we are than to risk the unknown territory of greater abundance. There's also the block of feeling responsible for other people's financial situations. Maybe you feel guilty about having more money when people you love are struggling. Maybe you've been the one everyone comes to for financial help, and you've learned to keep yourself small financially so others won't feel bad, or so you won't be asked to give more than you can afford. Some people block money because they're angry about past financial losses or betrayals. Maybe someone took advantage of them financially, or they made an investment that went badly, or they trusted someone who let them down. This anger and hurt can create walls around their heart that keep abundance from flowing in. Another common block is perfectionism around money. Some people feel they need to understand everything about investing, or have the perfect financial plan, or make all the right decisions before they can allow money to flow to them. But this need for perfection can actually prevent them from taking any action at all, keeping them stuck in analysis instead of allowing abundance to flow. Whatever blocks you recognize in yourself, I want you to approach them with the same tenderness you would show a frightened child. These blocks developed for good reasons. They were your mind's way of trying to protect you from pain, disappointment, or loss. But just as a child outgrows clothes that once fit perfectly, you can outgrow these protective mechanisms that no longer serve you. The beautiful thing about recognizing these blocks is that recognition is the first step toward releasing them. You don't have to fight them or hate them or be angry at yourself for having them. You can simply acknowledge them with love and choose to let them go. You can thank them for trying to protect you and gently explain that you're ready to try a different way now. One of the most powerful steps in releasing old money patterns is forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. If you've made financial mistakes in the past, if you've lost money or made poor decisions, it's time to forgive yourself. Those experiences were learning opportunities, not reflections of your worth or your ability to handle money well. Maybe you need to forgive your parents for the financial stress they carried that affected your childhood. This doesn't mean what they did was okay if it hurt you, but forgiveness is for your own healing, not theirs. When you hold on to resentment about your financial past, you're carrying that heavy energy into your present, and it blocks the flow of new abundance. Perhaps you need to forgive someone who hurt you financially, someone who didn't pay you back, or someone who took advantage of your generosity, or a financial advisor who gave you bad advice. Again, forgiveness isn't saying what they did was right. It's freeing yourself from carrying the weight of that hurt so you can move forward with a clear heart. Sometimes we need to forgive institutions or systems that we feel have treated us unfairly. Maybe you feel angry at banks or the government or corporations or the economic system itself. While it's natural to feel frustrated with systems that seem unfair, carrying that anger in your heart only hurts you. You can work for positive change in the world while also freeing your heart from resentment. Most importantly, you might need to forgive yourself for the shame you've carried about money. Shame is one of the heaviest energies we can carry, and it absolutely blocks abundance. If you felt ashamed about not having enough money, or about wanting money, or about past financial struggles, it's time to release that shame with love. Money shame often comes from comparing ourselves to others. We see people who seem to have more than us, and we wonder what's wrong with us that we don't have the same. But comparison is truly the thief of joy, and it's also the thief of abundance. Everyone's path is different, everyone's timing is different, and everyone's lessons are different. The truth is, there's nothing shameful about having financial struggles. There's nothing shameful about wanting more money. There's nothing shameful about your current financial situation, whatever it is. You are not your bank account balance. Your worth as a human being has nothing to do with how much money you have. When we release shame, guilt, and resentment around money, we create space for new energy to flow in. It's like cleaning out a closet that's been stuffed full of old things you don't need anymore. Once you clear out the old, there's room for the new to enter. This process of releasing old patterns isn't always easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself. Some days you might feel clear and abundant, and other days the old fears might creep back in. This is normal and natural. Healing happens in layers, and each time you choose love over fear, abundance over scarcity, you're strengthening new patterns and weakening old ones. The most beautiful thing about releasing old money blocks is that it doesn't just change your relationship with money, it changes your relationship with life itself. When you free yourself from financial fear and shame, you free yourself to be more creative, more generous, more joyful, more authentic. You give yourself permission to dream bigger and reach for more of what brings you alive. Now that we've gently explored and begun to release some of the old patterns that might be blocking abundance, let's turn our attention towards something wonderful, shifting into abundance consciousness. This is where we move from focusing on what we don't have to celebrating and expanding what we do have. This is where we begin to align ourselves with the natural flow of prosperity that wants to reach us. Abundance consciousness isn't about pretending you have money when you don't, or denying real financial challenges. It's about recognizing that abundance is so much bigger than just money. And when we align with the energy of abundance in all its forms, money becomes just one of the many ways that abundance flows to us. Let's start by recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life right now. You woke up this morning, which means you received the gift of another day. You're breathing, which means your body is working its millions of tiny miracles without you having to think about it. You have access to clean water, to food, to shelter. You can read or listen to these words, which means you have education and technology available to you. These might seem like small things, but they're actually extraordinary miracles that many people throughout history and many people in the world today don't have access to. When we begin to truly appreciate the abundance we already have, we create an energy of gratitude that attracts more abundance to us. Think about the relationships in your life, the people who love you, who care about you, who would be there for you if you needed them. Think about your abilities and talents, the things you're good at, the ways you naturally contribute to the world, the unique gifts that only you can offer. Think about the beauty you have access to: sunsets, flowers, music, art, the smile of a child, the comfort of a pet. All of this is abundance. All of this is prosperity. When we recognize and appreciate the abundance that already flows through our lives, we begin to understand that we live in an abundant universe, not a scarce one. We begin to see that we're already receivers of infinite gifts, and this opens us to receiving even more. The universe is abundant by its very nature. Think about it. There are billions of stars in the sky, countless grains of sand on beaches, endless drops of water in the oceans. Nature doesn't operate from scarcity. It operates from overflowing abundance. Apple trees don't produce just one apple. They produce hundreds. The sun doesn't shine its light sparingly. It radiates generously to everything in its reach. You are part of this abundant universe. You are made of the same energy, the same creative force that creates stars and flowers and rivers and mountains. The same intelligence that knows how to grow a forest, knows how to bring abundance into your life. You don't have to figure it all out or make it happen through force. You just have to align yourself with the natural flow of abundance that is always available. One of the most powerful shifts in consciousness is moving from asking, "How can I get more money?" to asking, "How can I be of greater service?" When we focus on how we can contribute, how we can help, how we can make a difference, we align ourselves with the natural flow of abundance. Money becomes a byproduct of the value we offer rather than something we have to chase or struggle for. This doesn't mean you have to give everything away or work for free. It means approaching your work, your business, your career from the perspective of service rather than just personal gain. When you're genuinely focused on helping others, solving problems, or creating something beautiful, you become magnetic to abundance because you're aligned with the giving nature of the universe. Another aspect of abundance consciousness is learning to think in terms of circulation rather than accumulation. Money is meant to flow like water in a river. When we hoard money out of fear, we stop its natural circulation, and this actually blocks more from coming to us. But when we allow money to flow through our lives, earning it, enjoying it, sharing it, investing it, we keep the circulation going and invite more to flow to us. This doesn't mean being careless with money or spending everything you have. It means finding a balance between saving wisely and allowing money to flow where it wants to go. Sometimes money wants to go toward something that brings you joy. Sometimes it wants to go toward helping someone else. Sometimes it wants to go toward an investment in your future. When you listen to the flow rather than holding on from fear, you stay in harmony with abundance. Abundance consciousness also means believing in unlimited possibilities. In a scarcity mindset, there's only so much to go around, and if someone else gets some, there's less for you. But in abundance consciousness, you understand that someone else's success doesn't diminish your own possibilities. In fact, when you celebrate other people's abundance, you're aligning yourself with the energy of abundance and inviting more of it into your own life. When you see someone with a beautiful home, instead of feeling envious, you can feel joy for them and excitement about your own possibilities. When you hear about someone getting a great job or making a lot of money, instead of feeling inadequate, you can feel inspired and hopeful about what's possible for you too. This shift from envy to celebration is one of the fastest ways to align with abundance consciousness. The truth is, there's more than enough for everyone. There's enough money, enough opportunity, enough success, enough happiness for every person on this planet to live abundantly. The limitations we experience are not because there isn't enough to go around. They're because we haven't learned to align ourselves with the abundant flow that's always available. As you begin to shift into abundance consciousness, you might notice that opportunities start appearing that you didn't see before. You might notice that people start responding to you differently. You might find that solutions to problems come more easily. This isn't magic, it's the natural result of aligning your energy with abundance rather than scarcity. The most beautiful part of this shift is that abundance consciousness doesn't just attract money, it attracts abundance in every area of life. You might find yourself surrounded by more loving relationships, more opportunities for creativity, more experiences of joy and beauty. You begin to see that abundance is not just about having more stuff. It's about living a rich, full, meaningful life in every possible way. Now that your heart is opening to abundance consciousness, it's time to create new beliefs about money that will support the prosperity you desire. Creating new beliefs is like planting seeds in freshly prepared soil. You've cleared away the weeds of old limiting thoughts, and now you get to plant beautiful new thoughts that will grow into experiences of financial abundance. The first new belief to plant is this: I am worthy of abundance. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've carried beliefs of unworthiness for a long time. But your worthiness is not something you have to earn or prove. You were born worthy. You are worthy simply because you exist, because you are a unique expression of life itself. Think about a newborn baby. Does that baby have to do anything to be worthy of love and care? Of course not. The baby is worthy simply by being alive. And you, my dear one, you are that same precious being. You may have grown up and taken on responsibilities and made mistakes and learned to doubt yourself, but at your core, you are still that inherently worthy being who deserves all good things. Another powerful belief to embrace is, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. This might challenge everything you've learned about money having to be hard-earned through struggle and sacrifice. But what if money could come to you in ways that feel natural and flowing? What if opportunities could appear that feel like gifts rather than battles to be won? When you believe that money can flow easily, you start to notice the easy ways it might want to reach you. You might find money you forgot about in old purses or pockets. You might receive unexpected refunds or rebates. Someone might pay back a debt you'd forgotten about. You might discover a talent or skill that can easily be monetized. When you're open to easy money, the universe has countless ways to surprise you. I am a magnet for money is another belief that can transform your financial reality. When you see yourself as naturally attractive to money, you carry yourself differently. You expect good things to happen financially. You're not surprised when money comes to you. You're grateful, but not shocked, because you know you're the kind of person money likes to find. This belief helps you recognize that you don't have to chase money or beg for it or convince it to come to you. Instead, you can become so aligned with abundance that money is naturally drawn to you, like iron filings to a magnet. You create this magnetism through your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your energy. I deserve to be financially free is a belief that can liberate you from financial stress and worry. Financial freedom doesn't necessarily mean being rich. It means having enough money to live comfortably without constant worry, enough to make choices based on what you want rather than what you can afford, enough to be generous with others when your heart calls you to give. When you truly believe you deserve financial freedom, you start making different choices. You might invest in yourself and your education. You might start a side business. You might ask for a raise. You might stop accepting financial situations that don't serve you. You begin to act like someone who deserves financial freedom, and the universe responds accordingly. Money is a tool for good in my life is a belief that can heal any conflict you might have about wanting money. When you see money as a tool rather than as something to worship or fear, you can have a healthy relationship with it. Tools are meant to be used to build, to create, to help, to serve. With money as your tool, you can build the life you desire. You can create security for yourself and your family. You can help causes you care about. You can support local businesses and artists. You can invest in experiences that bring you joy and growth. Money becomes a way to express your values rather than something that threatens them. I trust the universe to provide for me is a belief that can bring deep peace to your relationship with money. This doesn't mean being passive and waiting for money to fall from the sky. It means taking inspired action while trusting that your needs will be met, that opportunities will appear, that you're being guided and supported in ways you might not even see. When you trust in universal provision, you can relax into the flow of life rather than trying to control every financial outcome. You can do your part, work, save, invest, create, while also surrendering the results to a wisdom greater than your own. This combination of action and trust is incredibly powerful for attracting abundance. As you begin to adopt these new beliefs, be patient with yourself. Your mind might resist at first because these thoughts are unfamiliar. Old beliefs might creep back in, especially during times of stress. This is completely normal. Building new beliefs is like building muscle. It takes time and repetition. Start by choosing one new belief and working with it for several days or weeks. Repeat it to yourself throughout the day. Write it down. Say it when you look in the mirror. Feel how it would feel if this belief were completely true for you. The more you work with these new thoughts, the more natural they'll become. Remember that beliefs are just thoughts you've thought repeatedly. Every belief you currently hold about money started as a single thought that you heard or thought and then repeated until it felt true. You have the same power to create new beliefs by thinking new thoughts over and over until they feel true too. Now let's explore some practical ways to invite abundance into your daily life. These aren't just mental exercises. They're actions you can take that will help you embody your new beliefs about money and create space for abundance to flow to you. One of the most powerful practices is daily gratitude for the money and abundance you already have. This might sound simple, but it's profound in its effects. When you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for that relate to money or abundance. Maybe you're grateful for the roof over your head, for the food in your refrigerator, for the clothes in your closet. Maybe you're grateful for the job you have, even if it's not perfect. Maybe you're grateful for the ability to buy your morning coffee or for having transportation to get where you need to go. When you start your day with financial gratitude, you set a tone of abundance that influences everything that follows. Throughout the day, notice moments of financial flow and appreciate them. When you buy something you need, instead of focusing on the money leaving your account, appreciate that you had the money to purchase what you needed. When you pay bills, instead of resenting the expense, appreciate the services you're paying for. The electricity that lights your home, the water that flows from your tap, the phone service that connects you to loved ones. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. Instead of seeing money as something that disappears when you spend it, you begin to see it as energy that flows through your life, enabling you to live comfortably and connect with others. This keeps you in the flow of abundance rather than the contraction of scarcity. Visualization is another powerful tool for attracting money. Spend a few minutes each day imagining money flowing to you in various ways. See yourself receiving unexpected checks in the mail. Visualize your bank account growing. Imagine feeling completely relaxed and secure about money. Picture yourself being generous with others because you have plenty to share. The key to effective visualization is to make it feel real in your body. Don't just see the images in your mind. Feel the emotions you would feel if these things were actually happening. Feel the relief, the joy, the excitement, the gratitude. Your subconscious mind responds to emotions even more than to images. So the more genuinely you can feel these positive emotions, the more effective your visualization will be. Create a simple ritual for welcoming money into your home. This could be as simple as placing a small bowl by your front door and putting any coins you find into it, symbolically welcoming money home. Or you might place a healthy, thriving plant near your entrance as a symbol of growth and abundance. Some people like to light a candle while saying a simple prayer or affirmation about money. Others prefer to play music that makes them feel abundant and prosperous. The specific ritual doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. You're creating a physical action that reinforces your mental and emotional shift toward abundance. Keep your wallet or purse organized and clean. Treat the money you have with respect. When you receive cash, smooth out the bills and place them neatly in your wallet. When you handle money, whether it's cash or cards, do so with appreciation rather than anxiety. These small actions send a message to your subconscious that you value and respect money, which makes you more attractive to receiving more. Practice acts of generosity, even if you feel like you don't have much to give. This doesn't mean giving away money you need for your own necessities. It means finding small ways to circulate abundance, maybe buying coffee for the person behind you in line, or leaving a generous tip when you can afford it, or giving a small donation to a cause you care about. The act of giving, when done from a place of joy rather than obligation, puts you in the flow of abundance. It demonstrates to yourself and to the universe that you believe in the circulation of prosperity. It's a way of saying, I have enough to share, and I trust that more will come. Create a simple abundance journal where you record all the ways money and abundance flow to you, no matter how small. Write down the unexpected refund you received, the friend who treated you to lunch, the free sample that saved you money at the grocery store, the parking meter that had time left on it. When you actively look for and record these experiences of abundance, you'll be amazed at how many there are. This practice trains your mind to notice abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin to focus on the constant flow of good things coming into your life. This shift in attention is incredibly powerful for attracting more abundance, because what you focus on expands. Throughout these practices, remember that consistency is more important than perfection. It's better to do a simple gratitude practice every day than to do an elaborate visualization once a week. Small, consistent actions create more change than sporadic, intense efforts. Also remember that these practices work best when they feel good to you. If something feels forced or uncomfortable, modify it until it feels natural and enjoyable. The goal is to create practices that genuinely raise your vibration and help you feel more abundant, not to add stress or pressure to your life. Along with these daily practices, working with affirmations can be incredibly powerful for reprogramming your subconscious mind with new beliefs about money. Affirmations are positive statements that declare what you want to be true as if it's already happening. When used consistently, they can help you shift from old limiting beliefs to new empowering ones. The most effective affirmations for money are ones that feel believable and emotionally resonant to you. If saying, I am a millionaire, feels too far from your current reality and creates resistance, start with something that feels more achievable, like, I am attracting more money into my life, or my income is increasing in wonderful ways. Here are some powerful money affirmations that you can work with. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. This affirmation helps you release the belief that money has to be hard to earn. As you repeat it, you open yourself to receiving money in ways that feel natural and flowing rather than forced and difficult. I am worthy of financial abundance. This affirmation addresses one of the deepest blocks many people have around money, the feeling that they don't deserve to have a lot of it. As you affirm your worthiness, you begin to act in ways that are consistent with being worthy of abundance. I attract money through joy and service. This affirmation helps you align with the natural flow of abundance, which comes through adding value to the world. When you focus on how you can serve others and bring joy to your work, money becomes a natural byproduct of your positive contribution. My bank account is constantly increasing. This affirmation helps you visualize and expect your financial situation to improve steadily over time. It programs your subconscious to look for and act on opportunities that will increase your wealth. I am grateful for the money I have and the money that's coming to me. This affirmation combines gratitude for your current situation with expectation for improvement. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift your energy toward abundance. Money is my friend and ally. This affirmation helps heal any adversarial relationship you might have with money. When you see money as a friend rather than an enemy, you're more likely to attract it and manage it well. The key to working with affirmations effectively is repetition and feeling. Say your chosen affirmations multiple times throughout the day. When you wake up, during breaks at work, while you're driving, before you go to sleep. The more you repeat them, the more they'll feel natural and true. But don't just say the words mechanically. Try to feel the truth of what you're saying. If you're affirming that money flows to you easily, take a moment to imagine how that would feel. If you're affirming your worthiness of abundance, connect with the feeling of being truly worthy and deserving. You can also write your affirmations down repeatedly, which engages both your visual and kinesthetic senses, in addition to your auditory sense. Some people like to write their affirmations in beautiful handwriting in a special journal. Others prefer to type them or even record themselves saying them and listen back. Create affirmations that are specific to your situation and goals. If you want to increase your income, you might affirm, "My income increases by $500 every month." If you want to get out of debt, you might affirm, "I am easily and quickly paying off all my debts." If you want to start a business, you might affirm, "My business is successful and profitable." Remember that affirmations work by reprogramming your subconscious mind, which operates much like a computer. It accepts and acts on whatever information you consistently feed it. If you've been feeding it thoughts of financial struggle and limitation, it will create experiences that match those thoughts. But when you consistently feed it thoughts of abundance and prosperity, it will start creating experiences that match those new thoughts instead. Be patient with the process. Just as it took time for your old beliefs to become deeply embedded, it will take time for new beliefs to take root. Some people see changes quickly, while others need to work with affirmations for weeks or months before seeing significant shifts. Trust the process and stay consistent. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to talk about something important: taking inspired action. While it's crucial to work on your inner relationship with money through changing your thoughts and beliefs, abundance also requires action in the physical world. The key is learning to take inspired action rather than desperate action. Desperate action comes from fear and anxiety. It's the kind of action that feels frantic and forced, like applying for dozens of jobs you're not excited about just because you're afraid of running out of money, or investing in get-rich-quick schemes because you're desperate for immediate results. Desperate action actually pushes abundance away because it's based on the energy of lack rather than abundance. Inspired action, on the other hand, comes from intuition and excitement. It's action that feels aligned and natural, even if it might seem unconventional or risky from a logical standpoint. Inspired action feels energizing rather than draining. It feels like following breadcrumbs on a path rather than trying to bulldoze your way through a brick wall. Learning to recognize inspired action requires developing a relationship with your intuition. Your intuition communicates through feelings, hunches, sudden ideas, and synchronicities. It might prompt you to call someone you haven't talked to in years, only to discover they have a job opportunity for you. It might inspire you to take a class that leads to a new career path. It might guide you to start a creative project that unexpectedly becomes profitable. The challenge is learning to trust these inner promptings, especially when they don't make logical sense. Your rational mind might tell you that calling that old friend is a waste of time, or that taking that class is an unnecessary expense, or that starting that creative project won't lead to anything practical. But abundance often comes through paths that the logical mind can't predict. This doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind or making reckless decisions. It means balancing practical wisdom with intuitive guidance. It means taking care of your responsibilities while also being open to new possibilities. It means doing your research and making informed decisions while also leaving room for magic and synchronicity. One way to develop this balance is to start small. Begin following your intuitive prompts in low-risk situations and notice what happens. If you feel guided to take a different route to work, try it and see what unfolds. If you feel inspired to strike up a conversation with a stranger, do it and see where it leads. As you build trust in your intuition through small experiences, you'll feel more confident following it in bigger decisions. Pay attention to opportunities that come to you easily. Often the universe will present us with opportunities that require effort but don't require struggle. These might look like job openings that align perfectly with your skills, business ideas that excite you and seem feasible, or chances to collaborate with people you enjoy working with. Sometimes we miss these opportunities because we're so used to struggling that we don't trust things that come easily. We might think, if it's this easy, it must not be valuable, or there must be a catch. But what if ease is actually a sign that you're in alignment with abundance? What if opportunities that flow to you naturally are exactly the ones you're meant to pursue? Create space in your life for opportunities to appear. This might mean clearing time in your schedule for unexpected meetings or phone calls. It might mean organizing your workspace so you can easily take on new projects. It might mean updating your resume or LinkedIn profile even if you're not actively job hunting. When you're prepared for opportunities, you're more likely to recognize and act on them when they appear. Also, be willing to step outside your comfort zone when guided to do so. Abundance often requires us to grow beyond our current limitations. You might need to learn new skills, meet new people, or try new approaches. The key is distinguishing between growth that feels exciting, even if scary, and growth that feels forced or misaligned. Remember that taking inspired action doesn't guarantee immediate results. Sometimes the actions you're guided to take are stepping stones to your ultimate goal rather than direct paths. That networking event you feel inspired to attend might not lead to an immediate job offer, but it might introduce you to someone who becomes important to your career 6 months later. Trust that each inspired action is part of a larger unfolding, even when you can't see the full picture. My beautiful friend, as we come to the close of our time together, I want you to know that everything we've talked about today isn't just theory or wishful thinking. It's truth. It's how the universe actually works. You are a powerful creator, and you have everything within you to transform your relationship with money and create the abundance you desire. The blessing you've been waiting for isn't coming from outside of you. It's already within you. It's your willingness to change your thoughts, to heal old wounds, to open your heart to receiving. It's your decision to see yourself as worthy of abundance, to trust in the flow of prosperity, to take inspired action toward your dreams. Your financial situation can change, and it can change much more quickly than you might think. But the change begins in your mind and heart. It begins with the thoughts you choose to think, the beliefs you choose to hold, the way you choose to see yourself and your possibilities. You are not a victim of your financial circumstances. You are not at the mercy of forces beyond your control. You are a co-creator with the universe, and you have the power to write a new story about money in your life. The pen is in your hand, and the page is blank, ready for you to write something beautiful. Be patient with yourself as you make these changes. Be gentle with yourself when old fears creep back in. Be loving with yourself as you learn to receive the abundance that wants to flow to you. This is a journey, not a destination, and every step you take in the direction of abundance is valuable and meaningful. Trust that the universe is conspiring to help you succeed. Trust that there are forces of good working on your behalf in ways you can't even see. Trust that you are loved, you are supported, and you are deserving of all the abundance life has to offer. Your blessing has arrived, my dear one. It arrived the moment you decided to open your heart to possibility. It arrived when you chose to listen to these words instead of staying stuck in old patterns. It arrived when you decided that you deserve better than financial struggle and worry. Now go forward with confidence, with hope, and with the knowing that abundance is your birthright. Open your arms, open your heart, and welcome your blessings home. They've been waiting for you, and now you're ready to receive them. The universe has heard your call for abundance, and it is responding. Trust the process, take inspired action, and prepare to be amazed by the wonderful ways that money and abundance will begin to flow into your life. You are blessed, you are beloved, and you are abundant. Remember this truth and let it guide you into the prosperous future that awaits you.